Today, we delve into the murky shadows of the American Revolution, back to a time when espionage was raw, brutal, and often carried out by the most unlikely of heroes. We are searching for a name that was intentionally erased from history, a woman whose bravery saved George Washington's army only to be abandoned to a terrible, silent fate. This is the tragic story of Agent 355, the most vital and most mysterious spy of the entire war. Grab your coffee. We are uncovering the secret life and unsolved disappearance of the woman known only by a 3-digit code. The year is 1778. New York City is occupied by the British military machine, a fortress of redcoats, loyalists, and spies. The American cause is struggling, and George Washington desperately needs a lifeline of intelligence. To acquire it, he sanctioned the creation of the Culper Ring, one of history's most effective and secretive spy networks. It operated directly under the nose of the British command, using code names, invisible ink, and dead drops to smuggle information from Manhattan to Washington's headquarters. The code 355 in the original Culper codebook represented the word lady or woman. What made her indispensable was her access. Historians believe Agent 355 was positioned within the highest social circles of British-occupied New York, likely interacting daily with General William Howe's staff, perhaps even socializing with Major John André, the British Chief of Intelligence. She was probably an upper-class loyalist's wife, a sophisticated mistress, or a highly placed servant, someone whose presence was invisible to the men who spoke carelessly in her presence. She was the perfect spy, blending seamlessly into the world she was trying to dismantle. The information 355 provided was not minor. It wasn't simple troop movements. It was strategic, high-stakes intelligence that literally changed the course of the war. Her most famous contribution involves the most devastating betrayal in American history, the plot of Benedict Arnold. In 1780, the American General Benedict Arnold, one of Washington's most trusted commanders, was secretly planning to hand over the crucial American fort at West Point to the British. Arnold's contact was the charming and brilliant British Chief of Intelligence, Major John André. The conspiracy was advanced and devastating. If successful, the British would have split the American army and likely ended the revolution. It was Agent 355 who alerted the Culper Ring to the specific nature of this betrayal. She provided the critical tip that allowed Washington's men to intercept Major John André near Tarrytown. André was captured with the plans to West Point hidden in his boot. Arnold fled to the British side, but his treason was neutralized. The capture of André, facilitated by 355's information, was a strategic masterstroke that saved the Continental Army and arguably saved the revolution itself. But the spy's greatest triumph quickly led to her greatest tragedy. The arrest of Major André sent shockwaves through the British command, making them desperate to uncover the source of the leak. The security around New York tightened, and the Culper Ring was compromised. Agent 355 was soon captured. Her exact betrayal remains unknown, perhaps a careless slip or an act of torture on a captured associate. The records are silent on her arrest, but her fate is chillingly clear. She was incarcerated on the infamous British prison ship HMS Jersey, anchored in Wallabout Bay. The prison ships were not prisons. They were floating hells. They were reserved for captured Continental Army soldiers, but records show that captured spies were also held there. Life expectancy on the Jersey was weeks, if not days. Conditions were horrific: starvation, disease, rampant violence, and no medical care. It is estimated that more people died on British prison ships during the Revolution than were killed in combat. According to various historical accounts passed down through the families of the Culper members, Agent 355 was pregnant when she was captured. She died aboard the Jersey, giving birth to a child whose fate is also lost to history. The woman who provided the intelligence that broke the back of the British espionage network was left to die in a prison ship, her name a secret, her sacrifice total. Why was she abandoned? This is the ultimate question that defines her mystery. Was she considered too compromised or too high risk to rescue? Did the Culper Ring simply lack the resources or the connections to extract a prisoner from the tightly secured HMS Jersey? Or did the High Command fear that revealing her identity would put every other woman who supported the revolution at risk? The truth is, the most valuable information 355 provided after her capture may have been her silence. She never revealed her real name under duress, ensuring the safety of the entire Culper Ring, which continued to operate until the end of the war. Her silence secured the American victory. The identity of Agent 355 has remained one of the most hotly debated subjects in American history. Who was she? Candidate 1, Sally Townsend. The theory suggests she was the daughter of Robert Townsend, one of the main members of the Culper Ring. Sally lived in occupied Oyster Bay and would have had access to British officers. This theory is compelling because she fits the social profile, but there is no direct evidence. Candidate 2, Anna Strong. She was a key figure in the Culper Ring, using her clothesline to hang specific numbers of handkerchiefs as a code for when and where the spies should meet. This theory suggests she was 355 herself, but most historians believe her code name was different, and her role was outside of Manhattan. The most tragic theory is that she was a woman whose identity was intended to be forgotten. The High Command deliberately kept her name out of all records to protect her family, or simply because In the patriarchal world of the 18th century, a woman's contribution was viewed as less worthy of recording than a man's. Her sacrifice was accepted, but her memory was not honored. Agent 355 remains a haunting symbol of the hidden lives and secret sacrifices upon which nations are built. She represents every unnamed woman who risked everything in a world where their service was expected to be silent and their rewards non-existent. We may never know her name, but we know the power of her intelligence, and we know the tragedy of her end. Today, she's finally remembered not by the code number the enemy gave her, but by the extraordinary legacy of the freedom she helped win. Tell us in the comments, do you believe Agent 355 was a high society insider who was betrayed, or did she simply refuse to be rescued to protect the secrecy of the Culper Ring? Keep questioning everything.